The silent power of sincere dua, how one prayer changed everything. Have you ever felt hopeless, like the weight of the world is crushing your heart? One young woman did, until she discovered the silent power of sincere dua. A single heartfelt prayer changed her life in ways she never imagined. You need to hear this story. It might just change yours too. It was a rainy evening in the heart of the city, the kind of rain that makes the streets glisten like a mirror and turns every puddle into a miniature world of reflections. Aisha hurried along the empty sidewalk, her hoodie drenched, her earbuds playing a soft melody that she barely noticed. She had always loved the rain, but tonight, every drop felt heavier, almost like the weight of her worries pressing down our shoulders. At 23, Aisha's life seemed perfect from the outside. A stable job, friends she laughed with on weekends, and a future that promised comfort and success. Yet inside, a storm brewed stronger than the one outside. The relentless anxiety, the sense of emptiness, the constant question of purpose, she carried it all silently. Her heart ached for peace she couldn't name. Earlier that day, she had received news that shattered her. Her father's business had collapsed, leaving the family in financial turmoil. Her mother's health was failing, and her younger brother, who once depended on her laughter, now clung to her shoulder with silent fear. Aisha had tried everything. She had made phone calls, contacted old friends, searched online for solutions, but nothing seemed to work. The answers were elusive, and the anxiety unyielding. That night, she arrived home drenched and exhausted. She didn't even take off her shoes. She slumped on her bed, staring at the ceiling. The familiar emptiness greeted her like an old companion. Her phone buzzed. Another reminder from work, another bill, another message she didn't want to read. She silenced it and whispered, almost as a reflex, "Allah, please guide me. Please help me find a way." It was not the first time she had whispered a prayer, but tonight it felt different. Her words trembled with desperation, her heart stripped of pride and fear. She cried quietly, the rain tapping gently on her window, as if the world itself had paused to listen. For hours, Aisha couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about her situation, her fears multiplying with every passing minute. Then she remembered something her grandmother used to say, "My child, sincere dua is never wasted." Even if you do not see the answer, Allah hears and responds in ways you cannot imagine. Aisha sat up, wiped her tears, and decided to act on that memory. She opened her prayer mat, and for the first time in months, she truly prayed. Not the routine words she had recited out of habit, but heartfelt, trembling pleas from the depths of her soul. She spoke of her family, their struggles, her own insecurities, her fear of failing them. She begged for guidance, for ease, for mercy. She prayed until her voice cracked and her heart felt lighter, as if a small part of the burden had already been lifted. The next morning, Aisha awoke to a peculiar sense of calm. The anxiety was still there, but it had lost its grip. She got ready for work, and on a whim, decided to call an old college friend, Zaid, someone she hadn't spoken to in years. They chatted briefly, catching up, and he mentioned that he had recently started a small online consultancy to help struggling businesses. He offered to review her father's finances free of charge. Aisha was stunned but grateful. It felt like a tiny miracle. As the days went by, more small blessings unfolded. A kind neighbor offered assistance for her mother's medical appointments. A distant relative sent money to cover urgent bills. Each time something happened, Aisha felt an unexplainable connection between her sincere prayers and the unfolding events. She began to realize that the power of dua wasn't always in dramatic, visible miracles, but in the subtle ways it opens doors, softens hearts, and brings unexpected help. But life, as it often does, was not finished testing her. One evening, her younger brother, Sammy, fell seriously ill. Panic surged through the household. The doctors were concerned, but not yet alarmed. Aisha, however, felt helpless, her heart pounding with fear. She remembered the calm she felt that night when she had truly prayed and closed her eyes, raising her hands again, asking Allah to protect her brother. Her voice was barely audible, but her heart screamed with sincerity. Hours later, after what felt like an eternity, the doctor called. Sammy's condition was stable. The fever had broken, and tests showed no permanent damage. Aisha collapsed into her mother's arms, tears streaming freely, a mixture of relief, gratitude, and awe washing over her. She realized that while she had prayed countless times before, this time her heart had been fully present, fully trusting, fully sincere. The months that followed were not devoid of challenges, but Aisha noticed a change in herself. She felt calmer, more patient, and more hopeful. Every morning, she would spend a few minutes in sincere dua, not asking for material gains, but seeking guidance, strength, and clarity. She noticed that her perspective had shifted. She saw possibilities instead of obstacles, hope instead of fear. Small acts of kindness became a habit, helping her neighbors, supporting her colleagues, comforting her friends. One evening, she attended a small Islamic seminar at her local mosque. The speaker talked about the power of sincere dua, how even a single heartfelt prayer could change the course of one's life, how Allah responds in ways humans cannot always comprehend. Aisha listened, tears forming in her eyes, because she knew that she had experienced exactly that. Her life, in its subtle miracles and guidance, was a testimony to that silent power. Months turned into a year, and her father's business slowly recovered, with Zaid's guidance and the support of the community. Her mother's health improved with better care and treatment. Sammy was thriving, happier and healthier than ever. And Aisha herself had discovered a profound inner strength she never knew existed. She had learned that dua is not just a ritual. It is a bridge, a lifeline, a conversation with the Creator that never goes unheard. One night, as she stood on her balcony watching the city lights twinkle like stars fallen to earth, she whispered once more, "Thank you, Allah, for hearing me, guiding me, and protecting those I love. Even when I could not see, you were there." She smiled, a quiet smile full of faith and understanding, knowing that this was just the beginning of a lifelong journey of sincere prayer and trust. And in that moment, she realized the ultimate truth. The silent power of sincere dua is not just in the response. It is in the transformation it brings to the heart of the one who prays. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Deen in Minute for more real-life Islamic stories that uplift, motivate, and strengthen your faith. Click the bell icon so you never miss a chance to witness the miracles of sincere dua in the lives of ordinary people, just like you.